Alright, welcome to our fundamental class. Okay, let's see how we'll do it. Okay, the first thing you do is to go to forexfactory.com. I click. Alright, so now this is a place whereby you get all the highlighted news that are coming out, right? So I'll teach you on how to know the type of news and what kind of news you trade, right? So the first thing you do is you want to change this time here to your Nigeria time, right? So you click here, so you go down. When it opens, you see here, you change it straight up. Okay, Nigeria time, I think it should be GMT, Western Europe. Let's check. Right now it's 11:24. Let's see what is 11:24. Okay, 11:25. Okay, it's this. So now go back to your calendar. All right, your time is set. Your time is okay. Okay, your time is okay right now. So now that's giving me news that has happened this week. This week, April 24th, that's happened where we enjoy some news and meet some profit. Okay, let's see. Okay, today is Friday. You can see there are no news. These are series of news. Okay, I would like to show you some of the news, some of the important news you focus on, and the ones that are not that very important. Example of a news is something like this. You can see how it falls within 1 hour. This is a 1 hour time frame. Within 1 hour, this is a long bar. This is NZD card, so you can see it falling. All right, so now let's see. Okay, all right, the type of news that we'll be focusing on primarily are: number one, interest rate. We'll check out inflation rate. Also, we'll check out economic news, that is the GDP. We'll also check out announcement from president of a country or the governor of that bank, whatever bank of the country. We'll check it out also. And employment rate. Those are the 5 basic news that we'll be checking out and we'll be putting our eyes on. You can see here under Forex Factory, you see the date. We have the time, the date that is coming out. This is the time that will be coming out. This is the currency. So this is GBP, sorry, CHF, like that. They are coming out, the impact. So when I was listening to those news, you didn't hear me call HPIs, PPI, and the rest, right? I didn't call those particular news events because they all are linked to those 5 major events that are coming out. So what are the basic events I will look at for now? As a fundamental trader, the fundamental trader, you check out the red ones. These are high impact news. So but when you see how these yellow ones, they are low impact news, that means they will impact the news, the market, maybe without us having much effect. There's the medium impact news and there's a white one, which is the holiday. It has no impact. There are no impact, non-economic event, no impact. So we'll be checking out the red ones. Okay, there's another thing you can do here for you to get everything. You can filter, right? So but before we go to filter, these are where you get the details of the news coming out, what will happen when this news come out, and all the rest. All right, there's something called the graph, where you can see the previous news that are coming out. There's the previous, that's the previous news. There's the focus of whatever they are forecasting. Okay, this news will come out good, this will come out bad. And there's the actual, right? When the actual is green, it means that the news is good for that currency. When the actual is red, it means that the news is very bad for that currency. Just take note of those particular information. When it's green, it's good. When it's red, it's bad, right? So now, when you go higher, I will be teaching you, as in under advanced class, you have to know about deviation and the rest. But deviation is the difference between the actual and the focus, right? The actual and the focus, whatever happens, the difference is called deviation. I will teach you on deviation very well in advanced class, not this class. This is for fundamental class. So now you can filter. Let me filter. You can see all of them. The growth, right? The inflation, the economy, central bank, bonds, like that, housing, this is it. So you can filter. You can decide to say, okay, I don't want mist, I don't want business, I don't want consumer, I don't want housing, I don't want this, like that. Do you understand? I just need this. I don't want it for this, any of the country currency I can remove. If I want the rest, okay, I can say, okay, apply filter. You can see all the rest will go. So now all the rest will go. Only the news are the events that I choose. So now I can say, okay, I can see filter the more. I say, okay, I want only high impact news. I don't want this or this ones. Okay, all right. So it will bring out only high impact news that happen within this week that just passed, right? So let's start with the first one, NZD that are open, right? Look at it. I told you that green is good for the currency, red is very bad for the currency. So you can see this is red. When did it happen? Around 11:45 your time. 11:45 your time on the what 16. I can go here and pick the currency, and as I pick my crosshair and I see 11:45, I'm looking for 11:45. Okay, around, you can see this is 1 o'clock. Wow, it's not 11:45. Wow, so neither is this time 11:29 now. The present time when I'm as I'm doing this video is 11:29. Just check out here is 1:30. Now is 11:30 here. That means this broker time is 2 hours ahead of me, right? So the time the news happened was 11:45, right? 11:45. I should be getting the news 2 hours later, right? 2 hours later. So that makes this the news that happened. So I can reduce it so that I'll check 11:45, 12:45, 1:45, right? So I can just check this one, and see when the news came out. I can bring this one here. All right, this is my news. What did you see? 1:45, exactly the time the news came out, right? So now this is the effect of the news. The news went down how many pips? 126 pips. How many minutes? 15 minutes. And 15 minutes, 129 pips. It went down. Why? Because of high impact news that came out, right? So high impact news have the ability to affect this very currency, whatever currency you're using, right? So now this is how you make your analysis. So when you are making technical analysis, you want to come here and refer back to here to see, okay, is this currency having news? Is the news coming out? Will the news going to be good or bad? You don't know that one for sure. You won't know whether it will be good or the news will be bad. All right, so what we do is we technically enter this news before time, right? So what is that? So technically entering the news is that, okay, I see that, okay, I want to buy this news, okay, because I see, okay, the news has broken this level, and this level is my level of retenance. Okay, if this level is holding, that means I will want to keep board of buying this. Let's assume, right, it breaks here, came down, and it broke out here, right? So I will want to X my buying, and maybe, okay, this is pressure on sell, so I will want to sell this news like this. Let's assume. So now when I sell, it's inside here. What will I do? I would like to pick my stop. Okay, before the news, this is 15 minutes before the news. I want to enter before the news. I'll pick my stop loss up here. Why am I picking it up here? This is before the news, so I don't know what will happen. I don't want the news to trigger my stop loss or something. So if it's going up, it's bad against me. Okay, maybe I'll lose some. Maybe I'm trading 0.01. I'll lose some $1.3 at this point, plus my entry here, this nice place, maybe $2. It's okay. So the news will come and hit. But if it doesn't, what will happen? The news will take me, and I'll make $13 immediately within 15 minutes. So what is the strategy? The strategy is technically get an entry before the news. If you are a technical sound trader, you will know that your entry point is here. It's not here, right? So you just see, okay, this is the news. So you swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low. This, it breaks here. So this one, high, low, high is not up to this. So there's something like a curve. So I want it to break here. So once it breaks here, what will happen? I can easily pick my Fibonacci, pick it here, and I'll be assuming, okay, this is the Fibonacci region. So as it breaks here, I want to go in, but this is my entry. Okay, good entry. So here's the determining factor here. You don't want the market to go. So you can see entering this news, it can be profitable on this side, but it doesn't mean that this news will follow technical direction every time. No, it doesn't. News is a game of chance. So that's why we say you avoid news, but you want to technically enter the trade before the news, so that when you are in profit, you pick your stop loss and cover your profit before the news. Just 1 second or 2 seconds before the news, you cover it, so that if it goes against you, it hits you out. But if it goes for you, continue. But once you're in loss, you want to pick your stop loss and cover the loss, maybe an estimate value, so that if it goes for you, so this is a fundamental analysis. This is just basic. This is basic. This is not anything. This is basic, but you can use it for something, right? So you can see every news that came out this week. We have USD core sell. Core. You have card also news. These are high impact news. You can see them. There's BOC, there's monetary policy. They are part of what? Announcement. There's CPI. This CPI is your inflation news. There's GDP, is an economic event, economic news, how the country growth is. The CPI inflation news, trade balance, BOI. This is Kani, the governor of what? GBP, that's Great Britain, all right, the bank, all right, and all the rest. You have different news coming out every week. You can see on Friday there's no news. That's today that I'm recording this, 19th of April, right? So this is just a basic fundamental basic. This is basic, right? We do this for advanced class, those people that want to trade the news, see how they will trade the news like that. But this will help you to gauge your market so that you won't make an entry in the morning and go out to work, and you come by, it's against you heavily, and you say, what happened? This is because of it will be because of economic event, right? The second one is sentimental. I gave you some words on sentimental, but don't freak out. Sentimental is very easy. I'll show you on the screen when we come up for class. But for now, this is how you take your fundamental event. You've always have a focus, and let me just make everything so that you see how it comes out. Everything should come out, all come out. Okay, this one all up. Alright, apply a filter so that we'll get everything for this week, so that you see how they are being displayed. So now let's see for today for the news that are not out, so that you see how they have been displayed for all. So now you can see, okay, now you can see this one, you can see the previous, you can see the what focus. Now this is what the actual is not yet out. This is how you come out, exactly like this. There's housing starts and the rest, but there are low impact news. But there are low impact news that will make analysis of that can have an high impact yield. But let me tell you something, only these 5 news and some very few news have ability to change the direction of the market. That means the downtrend can change to uptrend. That's why I keep looking at them. But the rest can be an accumulator effect for them to change the uptrend. So for a news coming out, 2 things will be given to you: the previous, the focus, and like this you don't have the focus and the actual. But when it's an announcement, nothing is given to you. You try to read up the announcement, what you're expecting, and all the stuff like that, right? So now this is a basic of what you have to learn. Deviation is the difference between this and this, right? So deviation, let me just give you a hint on deviation. All right, this is an high impact news. Let me see the news I just checked now. NZD news. NZD, where is it? Where are you? NZD, sorry about the delay. Okay, NZD news, this guy. So now the deviation now is 0.3, the minus 0 is 0.2. If another news is coming out next month at the same time and the deviation is 0.2 as this, it has the same effect of this quantity of pips. It has the same effect. If it doesn't, at least 75% of the pip produced this will be produced by that same effect. So what do I mean? Deviation is the difference between focus and this. So if this event happen next week and it's green, that means NZD has the ability to go up, gain strength in that particular direction upward, right, by the same quantity of pips. Right, so that's deviation. So we try to check. In fact, it gives us confidence. So like, okay, if I should go to 5 minutes and I check that, okay, the deviation came out and it's not supposed to be like this and like that, so I'll just say, okay, 5 minutes, this deviation came out the other time and it was 0.2 difference, right? So when the news came, it doesn't move like one time, like no, it will hit, reduce, hit. So the first hit and reduction, you observe that is 0.2, and from previous experience you know that will give you this effect, and it's still here. What do? You can sell because you want to get 25% or something percent out of it, right? It's the strategy for advanced class. But for you now, just take this and make sure you make some profit. Thank you.